even the right shirt.
Let's go.
Who would have thunk that if I wear the same shirt or hoodie for 4 weeks, it's gonna show up? I'm not ashamed. I'm lazy. Hello, welcome to SGDC. Wow. Sorry, I'm everywhere. Let's just get into it. First one up, yada! Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yes? Okay. So, where am I? There am I. It's been half a year since I did my last SGDC presentation, so I'm Yara. What I've been doing, diving mostly. You might recognize someone on the screen. Not me, I'm the third person, so I'm a bit harder to recognize. So, it started out because I made a joke to Martin. He made a diving game to maybe go diving for research. Better think twice before you make such jokes. So that's another picture of me going diving. Another one. And that's it about me. I've been working on a little new project called Project Zephyr. I don't have a name yet. It's just a little 2D pixel art game. The plan is to first make 2 mini games for the game, test them out. One is about fly fishing, the other one is about spider catching, and then make a demo island to find out what the feasibility is of the bigger project and to see if people like it. So you'll be a gecko in a world of flying islands, flying sky islands, because every other game has that now. You collect spiders, build a hive for them. You need to manage them so they be happy. Then you can collect silk from them, craft items. You can fly your carpet from Sky Island to Sky Island. You can pet your spider, and on a demo island you can meet the Gila monster, which will be the first NPC. Tomorrow, at playtesting, you can actually try out the first minigame. So get to playtesting tomorrow. Questions? Flan.
You said your first NPC would be Gila the monster?
Yes.
Are there going to be some friendly NPCs as well?
He is kind of friendly. He will laugh at you, but he'll be kind of. Cheyenne?
What's been your favorite thing to work on a game so far?
At this game?
Yes, like what's been like your favorite thing so far?
I think the spider. The googly eyes of the spider. Yeah, I like googly eyes. Marcia?
How did you get the idea of the game, or what spurred you to start working?
So that's again Martin's fault. We went to Vecqua and just went in a random shop, which was a carpet shop. So we started brainstorming what kind of carpet games could you make, and one of them was this. So
Nice.
yeah, and it stuck. So that's how it got created. Yeah. Glenn?
Are you relieved that Martin's left for a bit and you don't have to keep doing dares and things like?
Well, I did this to other people, so who knows? Yes. So, yes.
What's the activity of building a hive?
The activity of building a hive. You collect spiders and then you build a hive. And that's it. Yes, for the spiders, and then they produce silk for you, and then you can use that to make your carpet better or other stuff. Yep. Any more? No? That was it?
Next up, Maurizio and Nate.
Hello. Okay. Oh, we updated Firefox. Yay. Who darn it? Qui suis-je? Je ne sais pas.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. We're
Okay.
French.
So every week we're gonna do a presentation about whodunit. This time we won't actually say who we are or what whodunit is. So if you don't know, you had to be there.
You can play.
One of the things we did last week since last week is new backgrounds. I'm very happy with this. I spent a lot of time on it. I've had a lot of fun kind of fudging the perspective and making it fan out sort of like in 2D animation for pan shots. And it's just fun. I've had a lot of fun with it. The lighting, as I said here, the lighting is kept deliberately neutral because we want to be able to mess with things and maybe have like a day version and a night version without doing too much work. And it gives Mauricio some more room to kind of do what he wants with like special effects and stuff. One of the things I've had to be careful about is, oh, I'm drawing a fancy new version of the room. I'm gonna fill it with decoration and make it so much cooler. But I forgot that this is an investigation game, and everything I add means that that's another field I have to make that the player can click on, and then there's gonna be a dialogue about it. So I have to be really smart about it and try to limit myself to like around 20 to 28 interactables, or else I'll go crazy.
I've been adding some like little details and flair to the backgrounds to make them feel more alive. So for example, in the cafe, I've been adding like static to the TVs and making them animated, and also adding like, depending on where you are in the game or what variables are active, other things will start showing in these TVs, and just making sure that the environment is also reacting to the state that the player is currently in. So it's been really fun coming up with these little ideas of what can we fill. One of the examples as well of me working with the backgrounds is doing like masking and playing around with like sprite placement with cameras. So for example, when this character leaves, I made it so that they actually can be masked behind the counter. So we can play around with like camera angles and just making fun little scenes like that. So that's been really fun. Also, new examination arrows. Just because we used to have like really ugly squares that no one noticed. So now if you start hovering, it'll start darkening the screen and showing the arrow more explicitly. And that was also a bit fun to code.
I've been able to do some more expressions for what we call the interrogation Howie, which is like when he's filling the side of the screen and you're talking to people. I'm trying not to go too crazy because like these expressions are unique to that part of the game, and if I go crazy, then that's, you know, they don't necessarily always carry over to the other like versions of Howie that I also have to make expressions for. But yeah, I'm just like adding more layers, more combinations, sort of like last time. So I'm adding like a face layer for like some like sweat or blush or something, and then like a brow layer so you can like have him scowl or have him look really worried, and it can kind of like combo with all sorts of fun things. I also the eye thing is like I've added like a squint here, so that's the new one. And I want to like try to not do new head positions because that's like a whole new set of expressions. So instead I've been playing with the hand position. So like instead of like looking down at his phone more, he's gonna bring his phone up to his face because I just think that's sillier and also saves me a lot of work. And putting his phone down also helps because some of the conversations he has while in this state is like far more serious, and he wouldn't be like in investigation mode while doing that with his phone out and be like squinting at people. Sometimes it's like, oh, this is kind of a big moment. I should put this away, and it's definitely helped.
I also ported the outlines and drop shadow system we had because it was kind of like based around images and displayables in RenPy, but now it's based completely around shaders. So that was fun to make. I don't know, it was progress, right? Oh, and the PowerPoint scene, I've been also working a lot on that. So I made a new dialog box for it so that, because the white dialog box contrasted too much and it kind of hurt the eyes to look at. And also making it like move with the mouse, reflect on how we, so it's been really fun putting that together and drawing stuff for it.
And we have a Discord now.
We have a Discord. We took advice and we're doing marketing. Thank you for telling us to do it.
And now we have to manage a Discord.
Yeah, making emojis is the hardest part of making a game. And yeah, questions?
Yep.
Are you going to do more marketing?
Well, that's a very offensive question to ask.
I've been asking a lot of this today.
No, we will. I mean, we have to. Like, we're constantly looking at things to post or, like, thinking, what are we gonna do? I think I'm getting used to it personally.
At the end of each workday, it's like, okay, what are we gonna post?
Yeah,
it's like,
we have to do it at some point.
yeah, we don't want to do it, but we will do it.
We're trying our best to enjoy the process of marketing.
It's like taking a small piece of medicine every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unpleasant, but it's
Yes.
good.
That's literally it. Yeah.
Any others? Jordan.
Are you able to visualize the date for playtest with any change?
The playtesting date.
I don't know.
Not a real one, but like maybe timeline.
Well, that's a difficult question. we are letting people playtest. For example, Lucy, before she left, we let her playtest. So the game is in a playable state. However, right now that we're doing a lot of asset changes, we just kind of want it to be in a good state so
Well,
that we can
it's
send it over to show it to
Also,
people.
like certain design things are up in the air. So
Yeah.
it's not always useful to test everything all at once. And we would like to have like a big batch of things that are like, okay, this is
Yeah.
ready. Like I want to know what people think about this specifically, rather than half of the things that are there.
Especially with like a mystery, it's really important to have fresh eyes. Because if we test the game with one person, then that person already knows kind of what's going on, right? So testing with them again would be nice for iteration or getting their opinions and stuff. But we do need fresh eyes in like crucial moments of playtesting. So yeah.
Right?
Someone in the chat on TV says, how can we support the game?
Follow us on Blue Sky and join our Discord if you want. Hey, show the Discord.
Oh, how do I?
You just had to go back one slide.
Oh, okay.
We're good. Join our Discord.
Yeah, type out that in your URL. Jesus Christ.
We forgot a QR code.
Yeah, we forgot a QR. The Blue Sky though is like, isn't it just like?
Whodunit VN.
Yeah, it's whodunit dot. What is it? Bluesky.social.
No, bsky.social.
Social.
Will that work?
Yippee!
That's us. You can break the 969, but people won't be happy. But yeah, that's a way to support us currently. Thank you. We appreciate you.
All right, wonderful.
Anyone
That's
else? That's it. Thank you.
Alright, coming straight out of Tallinn, maybe crazy motherfucker named Lena.
Okay, so last week during this time we were releasing Craft. So that happened, and everybody saw that it was a lot of stress around the whole thing, and here's the wish list. I wanted to show some numbers around the release date. Firstly, we have, of course, wish list amounts go up a lot during the time of release. So that was the date of the release here, and we have currently 71,000 wish lists, and yeah, these bundles are. The bundles that we have with Craft.
Can you describe the numbers for the back?
Yep, I will in a moment. So yeah, currently we're in Glemmy's Indie Games Summer Showcase as well, so that is super lovely. But yeah, the numbers. First day we got additional 7,200 wish list as well, and all together we have 71,000 wish lists. And I showed also the bundle numbers. So we are firstly we bundled up with ourselves with Death and Taxes, called Craft and Taxes bundle, and we sold 1,117 units. That is not a surprise for that one, because bunch of the fans of Death and Taxes can, get Craft cheaper because all those bundles are like complete the bundle, which means if you have one of the games, then you can get the other game already cheaper. Then Craft Goblin, we sold 616 with Trash Goblin and Craft Crafts. And that also made a lot of sense because the game is very similar in a lot of ways, and it just came out from early access as well, so it makes sense. We also bundled up with Tavern Talk and Coffee Talk. So these are 172 and 98 bundle units. And this one, Death and Taxes one, that is not with Craft at all. But yeah, so that was for the bundles. And then we have overall units sold. So first day we got around 200 units sold. So this is the week currently, how it looks like. And we have sold thus far 7,193 units. Steam revenue is not like $93,000. Of course, like big part of that goes to Steam, and then some taxes and other stuff like that. We also have our Chinese publisher as well, which will also get a small part of that. Our reviews currently are at 214, probably a bit more now already. Yeah, we got mostly positive, around 70 something percentage. We put the game out there and there was a lot of crashes and bugs in there, surprisingly, like a lot more. Nothing we caught on our internal testing, but we didn't have time for much external testing, so we saw that a lot of people had crashes. I think it's because we had multiple people on the project. Throughout it, we changed some systems in there. We have a Godot, like an older version of Godot in use, and also, yeah, not enough testing for sure, but we needed to put the game out because we were running out of the money. So yeah, our Discord has almost 1,000 servers, so 1,000 people who joined the server, so that is lovely. Here's also the sales of the Steam, the units all over the world. So mostly, as we knew, it's gonna be United States, as all of our other games have been. China is has 400, United States has 3,700, United Kingdom 567, Germany 461, and so on. Yeah, we have only released the game in English and traditional Chinese and simplified as well. So we have some buys from China and Taiwan as well. Very lovely. Biggest issue people are having, usually it's a nice thing that people are saying, oh, I want more, it's so short or something, but this time we got a bunch of negative reviews for this game being too short. It's so people weren't happy with the price of the game. This is the price, and they said that there's not enough length for it because there's no replayability. There is some replayability to the game, but people felt like it's not enough. So everybody wants an endless mode. So there was a lot of also another issue that some people who don't play story-based games decided to play the game because it says simulation in the title, and simulation genre is quite large now, so there's a lot of people who play the type of simulations that are very repetitive gameplay, like Power Wash Simulator or something like that. And because I feel like because the simulations genre has gotten bigger, the audiences are very different as well. Some people are used to these kind of games, people who are, for example, Death and Taxes was like 2.5 hours, and we didn't even get as many people being annoyed with the length of it. We have more simulation players come in now, and yeah, we changed a bit what the page says as well. We put visual novel in there for people to even though it has more gameplay than usually visual novels have, it still wasn't enough for a bunch of people. So people who couldn't reach 4-hour mark were the people who just couldn't listen to the dialogue. Yeah, that's basically all nice things as well. Just the people love the moth character, of course, and I asked also what species would people want to play as, and these are the outcomes of that. So yeah, any questions? Yes.
You said you're using older version of Godot. I'm curious what version you're using.
I don't know numbers. It's not very old version. It's like
3 something or other.
something.
That's what I use.
Yeah. But the issue is not, as I understand, it's not like if you do some simple things, but if you build ground up new things that haven't been built before, things go like at least I'm not the programmer, but all the programmers have been saying that it's so different making a game with Godot and releasing a commercially viable product with Godot. It's two different, very different things. And one of them, like, there's so many issues between that we haven't been able to solve. Like, I don't know, people have on Mac multiple screens, and if they move to other screen, then everything like fucks up and crashes. And we don't know. We haven't been able to fix some things like that. So it's like,
We also had funny things like lag in the rhythm game or something being a result of a font.
Yeah, a font made rhythm game lag, and also one thing was when people click start game at the exact same time when the meow blinks on the start screen, then the game crashed. We didn't know why the game crashed because we couldn't get logs out of like a splash screen crash, and it was like, oh, what's going on? And then we realized that it was like very small chance, but still a chance, one in like few hundred people it happens because they just clicked it at the exact same time when meow just blinks, and then meow blinks and it all crashes. So yeah, fun. Yes.
Do you have a Discord server for each one of your games?
We have we have our main hub where we have also Death and Taxes, but we wanted to make a new one for Craft to make like, we have now like different aesthetics for the roles that people in game aesthetics that they can use, and to make it more in the style basically. So yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting to hear how you manage that at some point. Maybe it's too long to take.
Yeah, at first it's like a bit of work for the few days, but then if you do get some very excited people for the game, then they start like answering questions and start being active, so you can like upgrade them to a more mod if they have been really good in there, so they'll be happy.
Kind of managing itself.
Yeah. Or you let it die out like we did with the Death and Taxes. Yeah.
How did the sales compare to what you expected?
I was thinking about something like this. So it isn't. It's like half of what Death and Taxes did, or something like that. But that one did much better because we had, just before our release, we got the big YouTubers on board. So we didn't hope to get that because it's not as memeable and it's not designed for the YouTubers as Death and Taxes was. But it's still really good. Like, we're really happy with how it has been doing. And we're still like fixing very fast, like all the bugs and adding, things that the end doesn't come as fast for people. And yeah, so every day we're adding some things and making fixes to keep the review score above 70%, because we don't want to go to the orange mixed place, because that is such a big difference of how many people will buy the game. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Next up, Mareike.
It has been a long time since I presented. It's in January. Damn. Okay. Hello. I make art. Maybe some people know, some people maybe don't. And sometimes I make games for art for my friends. And that's why I'm talking about how I made the Omelette You Could cover. And I show everything. So first off, it started that she was working on this game and I was like, is that an omelette? Can I play? And then I decided I want to make concept art for it. So I made this Sir Peck-a-Lot and was like, can this bird exist in this game? And I made concept art for it and was like, okay, fine. But then the game continued and it was like, oh, maybe it needs a cover. So these are some first sketches I made with like different components, you know, like, oh, does it want to have a knife and a fork and there should be an omelette and then, yeah, but perspective. And then we stuck with the right one a bit more. Then I had like midnight ideas about, what about Godzilla? What if I have a chicken that is like Godzilla? And then I really quickly made this really quick sketch and was like, okay, what do you think, guys? Can you see the vision? I'm surprised they did because it looks kind of fucked up, but I developed it some more. I'm like, yeah, but what if it has some colors? And like, yeah, okay, let's see. But we continued forward and then the sketch got some more shape and yeah, it's still very like dirty and like colors and whatever. What's the egg even? And then I was like, but I really like the font and how it looks. So how about I figure out some toppings? And guys, this took me so fucking long. Okay, what about the donut, the ranch, and the bacon and the paprika because they're like a combo? And I'm like, ah, no. What about if I shift it a bit, put a sardine on? Like, ah, no, that's too much. What about if I stick it in there in a meatball with spinach? Maybe, I don't know. But then I just stitched it for a while. It was like, I need to try out some things. So here you see me try out like a weird shape with like more edgy look to the egg. And was like, yeah, I like some stuff that's going on there, but mostly I hate it. So I switched to this style. I know that's a big jump, but you don't want to be here for 10 hours because I worked on this at least for half a year, I would say. Because this spin has been growing on the side with my own game. Yeah, but I was really happy with how the shape turned out and like the little rendering and the little splotches I used and was like, oh, that looks cute. And I loved how shiny the bacon was. It just looks so candy crispy, I don't know. But of course, there had to be the time where I deal with the chicken. And boy, the chicken, this took a while. I actually had problems. So I was like rendering this thing and was like, oh fuck. So I just made this totally chicken shaped blob, but it really helped me figuring out the lighting because yeah, I wanted it to be more extreme and a bit more interesting. And then that's the chicken that emerged out of it. And it's just like I really was looking into a lot of Godzilla references and was like, that's the energy I want. It went through some phases. At some point it turned yellow and the egg yolk got smaller because nobody would be able to read it as an O. So I tried like a middle way and I was like, oh, I hope that works more. But yeah, the chicken was of course fighting too much with the front. And yeah, that was really difficult. And then we tried like, oh, but what if you can actually read the pun? And what if I just smash a pineapple into the thing? I'm like, oh yeah, that sucks. So I was like, oh, what about an octopus? I can tell you why. It's just I decided I wanted an octopus because I could place it nicely with its tentacles on there and a can, like an open can. So, you know, we had like meetings where I presented them with a whole list of items. So it's like, do you want this? No. Do you want this? How about this? It took very long. But ultimately we settled for something like this and was like, oh yeah, I actually like the shape. And as you can see, I played far more around with the font and actually blended it with the omelette itself as a color. And yeah, then I went to a further stage and I made the little squid and the tomato and the basil. I was like, that's already really, really good. And was like, oh, maybe I'm done. By the way, in the meantime, I also added like wallpaper with foods from the game. Yeah, it's kind of funny that the pickle is very visible because I know Shu hates pickles, but there you go, you're welcome. Yeah, so this was one of the versions, but I was like, you know what? It's still kind of meh, and I already added the fog. I feel like it wasn't good enough, so I pushed it even more and was like, I need more of everything. So I rendered the lightning. I'm literally done. This is actually the final artwork now. I added some like swoosh, and I wanted to have like it like a magic impact, and I get the whole like wings and shit. Even though you don't see them on this one, there's different versions of it. But yeah, I'm super happy with it. I totally forgot to make a questions slide, so they're not allowed. No, okay. Do you have questions? Yes.
Will there now be lightning in the game because you did this?
I think that's an answer for Shu. Yeah.
There's a few things on here that are not in the game that will need to get added to the game for accuracy purposes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
What came first, the chicken or egg?
Oh, here was definitely the chicken. Definitely. I mean, look at it. I mean, what is that even? Okay. Yeah.
Favorite rejected topping?
Favorite rejected topping. Oh my god. Damn. I don't know if you actually rejected toppings that I suggested. I mean, my ideas were great. I don't know. Do we have the cake slice? I think I wanted just the cake slice on it. Maybe that's not happened yet.
I
Okay.
remember you wanted a little umbrella, like.
Oh yeah, the cocktail umbrella.
And I said no to that.
Yeah, I'm sad now because I remembered now there's no cocktail umbrella, but yeah. So yeah, I do art, and now I disappear. Oh no.
There's two people asking in chat, how's your game going?
Amazing and still secret. I've been drawing down though on my first iteration of a ugly mock-up, and I've been cooking, and you will definitely start seeing some stuff because but nobody knows yet, except for me. Okay, thank you.
The original Flanster.
Hello. It's been a while. I'm working with Mariana on a game called Kotra 1996. And if you were here, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago, you may have seen us announce a release date. I don't actually remember which release date we announced because pretty much immediately, Mitsuko got ill, and I had a cold, and we just sort of pushed it back. And I'm now going to announce the release date again. So I don't know if you remember the old one, but it should be live on the Steam page. So if you've not seen it before, this is a point-and-click adventure exploring apartments in an Eastern European apartment block, and it's a lot of Mariana's nostalgia, and yeah, I've been helping make it come to life. So we now have a release date, and it is in 13 days. No. Wait, is it? That's not right. It's 14 days. Come on, Steam. Okay. Actually, no. I might have set the time to be at SGDC. So yes, it is going to release in 2 weeks. You may notice that is during the game jam, but I think that means there's no SGDC. Maybe, I don't know, James. So maybe we can just do it on the big screen and then be like, "Yep, done." Get back to your jamming. It's very tight fitting it in because I have to go back to England at some point, and yeah, we're just let's get the game out there, let's get it done. Yeah, maybe we'll do a new trailer that says the exact date, because currently it just says June. So, what can you do to help? You can play our demo. Can you review demos? I don't know. You can wishlist on Steam. Something else that Mariana pointed out is we have an itch page, which it hosts the demo. But we haven't had any comments yet, and I think comments help. And then this will link back to our Steam page for the full version. So yeah, that's the sort of announcement stuff. And I also just wanted to show like just a couple of screenshots of what we've been up to. So it's not too spoilery. It's just a couple of clips of some artwork that Mariana's been working on, and some artwork that I've been working on. So this is a sort of a picture you sort of pick up at some point. Sort of, it's not finished, obviously, but like yeah, just sort of building on our characters, and we're really trying to like get the. We have a functionally complete build. You can go all the way to the end of the game, get to the credits. The credits is like a single frame, and it's like a game by, and then I just didn't finish. So you know, it's sort of coming together very slowly. Well, it's got to come together pretty fast now, but like yeah, we're just filling in all the gaps. We have a new catalog where you can like buy items for your apartment, so you can actually start decorating. There was a little bit of a panic where we had to get every single thing that we'd claimed we have or are going to have on Steam in a build so that they could review it. So catalog is in, credits are in, things are in, but they need a bit more work. So yeah, here's some things. I also, Mariana said I should show this. I don't know. We also found that there is a very specific type of component that I'd made that basically I use the Unity event system, so it can go and run any function on any object in the scene, and that's not very safe for saving because we want to just save the state of the game, and saving and loading we did like right at the end. So we had this spreadsheet and we went through every single action component that we'd added, and we were just like, okay, are these doing things that are going to be saved, or are these doing things that are like one-time things, and then when you load the game they won't trigger again? So we had this massive list. We were like each took a few of them, and we were like reviewing them and stuff, and you know, there's things like bother cat, and like just having to go through and look at all the names of every single trigger we've made over the time we've been working on it. And this is Mitsuko, a bothered cat. So I will also just leave. That's very small. I don't know. I don't know. Look at our Steam page. You can Google that, and then from there you can go to Discord. So I've just opened it twice now. I'm going to ask for questions. Any questions? No. Okay. Bye.
Plus.
Hello. I'm sharing the first time anything that I'm doing for my own game. I did this exploration. I was working on my enemy designs. If someone doesn't know, I'm working on a very classic Doom-inspired boomer shooter in Godot, and those are gonna be 2D sprites in the end. And I think the fun part for me was figuring out how I do concept art or how I create creatures. In any case, in the end, they're gonna be 7 of them, and I kind of like that whole silhouetting out just different shapes without really thinking about what it, like, I had the idea what the enemy is, but what it is in the end in the game I didn't know, so I just went through with that and became more and more comfortable with it in a weird sense. So yeah, I'm just showing off that. If you have any questions already or thoughts, inputs, then please let me know, because Nate was first.
Which one's your favorite?
The favorites are gonna win, right? So in the end, they're gonna be like 7 of them, and they're gonna be like so. Now I'm figuring out what to take, and then I'm reducing them, working on a few little more shapes. Brian.
Have you always, with your concepting, have you always like silhouetted first, or is this like is this coming from like your VFX background? Do you silhouette and VFX first with these? Or?
Usually, yeah, I like to do 2 shades. So, yeah, like how it's gonna be in the end. Mareike.
It looks like they have a bit of an insectoid theme. Like, what's the world building around it? Like, why did they happen?
Okay, so the world building around it is basically they're a cult of humans that summon demons and then corrupt themselves. So the bigger the enemy goes, the more insectoid it is. That's why the base enemy looks the closest to a human being.
Were you surprised by what you ended up picking when compared to when you were silhouetting?
Yes. Actually, yes. It was like I had a whole discussion with a friend of mine about the silhouettes that he would pick, that I'm gonna pick, and then in the end I was like, screwed. I take the other ones. Yeah, and those are going to be finalized soon. And then we have this image of all 7 next to each other.
Have these already been gameplay prototyped? Do you have an idea of what they're doing in game?
Yes, they are already functional in game. So I know that the guy on the bottom left just walks at you like a base boomer shooter enemy. The guy on the top left is gonna fly around and shoot lasers out of his eyes. Then the shroom is in the ground most of the time and pops up from time to time and shoots spores at you. The little guy with the 2 legs is like half the size of all the enemies and is really quick and annoying. The guy on the top right with the things is gonna shit out mines that you can run into. The big guy is tanky, charges at you and has a ground slam. And the mage guy does some orbital attacks, heals friends. So, yeah. Yada.
Tomorrow playtesting?
No. Shoo!
Will these become 3D assets in game?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna animate them straight out of those sprites.
I see there's some scale difference because you've got like the big guy and he's smaller than the regular guy. But are you gonna do like a lineup where they're to scale?
At some point, maybe. I had like 5 minutes and just scrubbed it, scaled it up, and was like, yep.
Do you have like any name for that project?
Currently it's called Oscar because the name of the character you're playing is Oscar. But that's all.
Okay, did you design their functionality before you started even sketching for
Yes.
all of them?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I noticed that some of them have like green glowies, other ones have like red glowies. Does
Yes.
that have gameplay significance?
Exactly. Red glowies is melee. No, green glowies is melee, red glowies is range.
Gotcha.
Neat.
Favorite rejected design.
Favorite rejected design. I liked this bad boy. All right.
Thank you.
That's me.
If you add a backstory of them being pedophiles, it could be a groomer shooter.
Oh!
Another banger from James. Next up, Shoo!
Hello. Yeah, so I don't have much prepared. I will be releasing I'm Gonna Let You Cook in 2 days, but don't tell anyone. Still supposed to be secret. But yeah, on Saturday, there's going to be this Wholesome Direct thing, and I'm Gonna Let You Cook will be in it. Shortly afterwards, the game will be released. So yeah, I'm just kind of, I don't know, I guess I just wanted to say it and give you all an opportunity, if you would like to help, to wishlist the game now, as it would be very helpful. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, yeah, I guess I'll play this. I just uploaded some uncut gameplay footage. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye. But yeah, it's an omelet cooking roguelike. You make omelets with lots of ingredients that score in different ways. Like the broccoli wants to touch vegetables, the tomatoes don't like touching other tomatoes. And then you get new ingredients between rounds, and you kind of build a deck of ingredients. I've been working on it with Yelda. He's been doing the art. Marika, you saw, was doing the capsule images. And I also have a composer. All the music is kind of new. There's something cool that we're doing with this game where basically there's only one soundtrack, like one song, but then there's like 20 different instruments that will come in or out based on what customers you're like serving. Each customer has different traits, so like depending on the traits, a different instrument will play, which I think makes it feel more dynamic. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, I mean, on Saturday we'll watch the Wholesome Direct, and then I'll put the game up on the big screen, and yeah, we'll play it for a bit, and afterwards Oka is organizing some karaoke. Yep, that's pretty much all I got. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, Brian?
Is there a logic behind being so close to the release while you still have coming soon on the page, or are you planning on revealing it dramatically and then?
It's because to get a good featuring in Wholesome Direct, I needed to do a surprise launch. Yeah, that's pretty much the only reason for that. Yeah. Yeah, Marika?
Favorite ingredients?
Favorite ingredients. Oh man, I don't. Wait. I can do this. Where's the slash? Where's
the auto thing is showing it anyway.
Oh, here we go. Slash. Wait, slash.
Copy paste from the start of the thing.
No, but I need the other slash. Oh wait. I don't think this will work, but maybe it'll work. Okay, yeah. The ingredients. Okay, yeah. Enhance. Yeah, I don't know. There's big ones too. Maybe one of the big ones. No. It's the squid. Yeah, the squid's cool. I don't think I have any clips of him, but he's worth a lot of points. But you put him down, and then you immediately realize that you wish you hadn't taken him because he like wiggles and then he moves and he messes up the ingredients you've already put on the omelet. So.
Can you eat the squid?
I mean, Principal Clucker is eating the squid at the end. Yes, Remy?
Does the squid eat the other ingredients?
No, but that's a good idea for an ingredient, though. Yeah, Brian?
Is the optimum strat for the squid to add it at the very end?
Yeah, pretty much. I will say that one streamer was playing it earlier this week, and they somehow were pulling off a 4 squid strat. Because if you see it wiggle, you can like click on it to like reset its like kind of cooldown. And they had 4 squids, and they were just like clicking on all 4 of them constantly, and it was absolute chaos. And this stream was like the most distracting stream ever. They were like a VTuber that had like all these emojis around them, and like there was this GIF that was like bouncing around the screen the entire time. I was like, my brain was melting watching it, but it was fun. Yeah, Brian?
You mentioned the streamers. Like, how popular has it been with streamers from like chaotic kind of gameplay?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll see over the next couple of weeks. There was, when I did Steam Next Fest, there were a couple of streamers that picked it up and made like nice YouTube videos about it, and that was a big source of wish lists. And then, this past week, I sent out 400 emails to different streamers, like kind of like slightly personalizing a lot of them. And I realized, looking through a lot of these streamers, I found an interesting pattern that there was actually like a decent amount of people that were using the term cozy chaotic to market themselves as a streamer, which is interesting because this game, obviously, like it's somewhat cozy, it's in Wholesome Direct, and then it's very chaotic. So I kind of used that in my marketing to hopefully appeal to them and to other people. There's been some people that have been streaming this past week. I don't think anyone huge yet. But then I got a lot of people that have responded and said, hey, yeah, thanks for sending me some keys. I'll check it out. When it comes out or in these next couple weeks. So we'll see. Probably in a few weeks I can do like a couple weeks I can do a postmortem and see how well that marketing effort went. Yeah, Flan?
With all your reaching out to Twitch streamers, have you considered Twitch integration?
No, I haven't. But that's not a bad idea. I definitely thought about when designing the game. I thought about how do I make it good for streamers? But no, Twitch. I mean, because you definitely could. It's just there's too many other things I need to do right now, so it's low on the priority list. But I didn't mention I'm doing early access, so all things are possible, I guess. Yeah.
Since you talked about having 20 different music tracks,
Mm.
do you use any audio middleware, or do you just use it?
No, it's just Unity. I just there's just 3 audio sources that are always just chilling for the customers because they can have up to 3 traits, and then I just swap them out at the start, and that seems to work fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you raising your hand, Jordan? Yeah.
Did you put D in your game?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dill does exist and it is functional, but it won't be in the release for reasons. But Dill is in the game, and when you unlock it, Principal Clucker, when you unlock ingredients, there's a principal that comes up and gives you the ingredient in an egg. And when you get the dill, he says, "He who controls the dill controls the stroganoff."
Is that gonna be a part of the deal LC?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Remy?
Are you thinking of any extra content for later, I don't know, Swedish Crazy, DLC?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I could have a Flying Jacob starter pantry. That's a good idea. Yeah. Were you about to suggest Flying Jacob?
No, it's so
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Before he dies of old age, Andreas!
Fuck you, James.
All right. Yeah, I think that indicates there's going to be a lot of slides this time. This is the game I'm working on, part of a whole team. It's complicated. We'll do that some other time, but here it is. And as usual, I don't know, 9 times out of 10, we're going to look at art. So it's Laura and Miriam again that we're going to honor. And it's the long-awaited Ally Special, especially for Johanna, I guess. And we're gonna look at what they are and how they work and a bunch of art. Yeah. So they're your friends. I think actually that was the working name at first, that they were friends. So you come across these cards and in the forest, and the point is that you can drag them to the slot and they work for you. So this is how they work. You wait for a card to show up, and they, as you can see there, they ask for the plants that you're foraging for. You need them for other stuff, but so you sort of have to be careful. But if you can spare them and enough amount, you got this new friend in this example, that they will help you. They will do something for you. And a little breakdown of the card, basically. They come in 3 different power levels. You can upgrade them. They start at 1 and then you upgrade them to 2 and 3. This one, for example, if you take damage, this one will become enraged and punish all enemies in sight and give them the exact same damage. So there can be a little funny way of looking at it, how you want to play it. Now we're going to look at a lot of art for animals. So the first 2 are from the prologue or the demo. They have a different art style. We might revisit them, but so this one has been around for years. Yeah, it's it sort of soaks up a damage. So again, you use it strategically to make sure that you get the most amount of use out of it, because it doesn't care how much damage it is, and it will only do it once or twice for the level 3. The Hissy Fit, it's another one of the legacy allies. It actually is a little bit different in that it just basically activates once per turn at the end of turn, and it will send 1 point of damage to all, what's it called? Existing enemies. And now we come into some stuff you haven't seen before. In the river level, we have the Interrupter. It interrupts this magic currents effect that makes it makes cards merge, but not if this one is here and it's for that number of turns. No merging will happen. And also for the river level, it's the Revenger. It's the same thing we mentioned before. This one is absolutely new. Some of these are actually that's why I'm so late. I had to make these cards in a hurry, so that's why some icons are missing. I just threw them together. There's a limit to how much power you can power your staff with, but if this is your ally, you can just cram in more in there, which is could be incredibly useful. And for Thunderstorm is the Bomber. It's a bird. We don't have any art yet for it. The Card Crawler, it's one of my favorite because this game actually was inspired by a game called Card Crawl, so it's a little homage to that. Usually you have to play a number of cards before you can draw new cards, but the Card Crawler just keeps, as soon as you use up a card, you get a new one, so it's like eagerly throwing cards at you, which can be nice. From the same level, the Sunlance level, we have the Skipper. It's pretty easy. That's why it's only one use. The unlock cost goes down when you upgrade it, but because it's very useful, as soon as you hit it with your staff, all other cards gets discarded in the encounter zone. So that, like, basically if you meet too many strong enemies, you can just hit the mouse and escape together. This is an old classic. It's moved from the river level to the islands level. It's a frog, and I see Johanna is smiling. You give it a potion and it will just reverse from blue to red and red to blue. And we moved it to the islands level because element is going to matter at the islands level. And the last one we don't have art yet for is the Assassin, the final one today. And basically you put a, that's the sketch for so far. You put an enemy in the trap yard, and if there's an enemy in the trap yard at the end of turn, the snake crawls in and kills it. So you should probably put a big enemy in there. That was it. Any questionings? Johanna?
What's the benefit of leveling them up? I saw one where it didn't look like it had more uses.
Yeah. There might be some new ways they can get more powerful. If they do damage, they can make more damage. But the standard way so far for all of them is an upgrade either makes them cheaper. You know, in the beginning you saw that you have to sort of bribe them with some plants, so basically they will work for less. Or they will have more uses or last longer duration. So that's what the upgrade does. And also, maybe this is a spoiler, I know, if you upgrade them, they will start living in your camp, and you can click them and they will make their sound. They all have a sound when they activate, so yeah. Mike?
Can you pet them, and can you pet them multiple times? Can you feed them, and do they have reactions?
You can only pet them in camp, actually. I guess they're busy at work if you're out in the forge. What was the other question?
If you can feed them.
You can't feed them beyond the usual one, but maybe you should.
How many times can you pet them?
Maybe I was thinking, like, what's the harm? But then I realized some people are just gonna keep feeding them to see what happens or something, and then they will get mad at me for not doing anything with it, and they will just like crunch it. So yeah, I will think about it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Oh, Jordan.
Do you have like a maximum number of allies in your game?
Maximum number of
Allies.
Allies. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Each level has 2 different allies. we are thinking about having, like, these are the main levels, or whatever you want to call the epic levels. We're thinking about interspersing them with some minor levels, and there the allies could maybe be random. But we also have plans for the very final level that I haven't shown you yet, ever. That maybe all the allies will be active in that final showdown. We don't know, but what you've seen today is most likely going to be the maximum, in the whole game, for now. Okay. Thank you so much. No, okay. I wanted to show you Zack the Snake, but...
No claps for me. Doesn't work. Does this work? Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. So I was thinking of going forward. At the start of each SGDC, I'm gonna do like a slight news update of Spelkollektivet. And so here's some news for those who don't already know. So we got the new gym, and we're gonna start making use of it as soon as possible after the game jam. We get access on the 15th. It's gonna be, the idea is that in the long run we're gonna have some kind of card system, so you just blip and you get in type of thing. And this will allow us to also sell subscriptions to townspeople, so they can also utilize the gym, and we can hopefully get some money back into the house for running a gym. The main reason we want to have the gym outside of the house is because we need more room for offices, so and different type of offices. So that's also the next thing. So once the gym has been moved, we're gonna turn that office, well, that room, into an office rather. And I'm still trying to figure out what's gonna make that office special. And my current, sorry, what?
It could have been the gym office.
Thanks for interrupting. The idea is that we're gonna put all the board games in that office and make the current treadmill room into a board game room as well. So we're gonna bring back all the board games into this house and use the board games as decoration in that office, and then have easy access to play board games in that room. Yeah, that's the idea at least. For those who don't want to use the meeting room for that, you can now use the room downstairs to play board games, because it's a bit nice and colder, especially in the summer. I think that was it. I'm also considering making sure there's space for like setting up so we have the VR stations set up in that office. So for people who wants to either play VR or work with VR, there's a dedicated space where we have the Valve Index already set up for use. We soon have Midsummer Game Jam. And for that, I've ordered 20 new office chairs. Yay! That means that hopefully we will have chairs for all the desks now, and for all the people who are coming in for the game jam, they will actually be able to have proper chairs instead of the white chairs for that. And after the game jam, we're also going to allow people to have some of these chairs in their rooms if they want that instead of these type of chairs, since we will have a bunch of leftovers. Is the idea. We will make the dining hall into a game jam area. So instead of trying to cram more people into the round room or in the entrance, the idea is that we're gonna move all the dining tables away and then put up the white tables in the dining hall. So for the Midsummer Game Jam, you're free to eat at your desks or somewhere else outside. I don't know. But either way, the dining hall will not be a dining hall. And due to Remy being so fucking important, he does not have time to do Midsummer Games fully.
I was planning to do them.
You were?
Anyway, but
Okay.
that's up to you. If you find someone else or whatever, I'm happy to.
Yeah. I mean, he has done a lot of work, a lot of preparation work already, but it sounds like you weren't able to be responsible for it during the day, or you are?
I could, yeah, could be.
However, if there is someone who would like to help Remy run it smoother, talk to Remy about it. Because last year, I think that the games that were held was one of the funniest thing about the whole game jam, and it's like, so help Remy make it better. I don't know, or make it as great. I don't know. Make Midsummer Games great again. I don't know.
Wow.
What else? Yes, renovations. Well, hopefully we're gonna finish the ceiling in the dining hall before the game jam starts. But yeah, Sebastian is almost done with the marking out that. As you know, we only have 2 volunteers at the moment, so it's like, yeah, they're doing a very good job at trying to keeping the house somewhat working, and also trying to do all the extra projects I put on them. And we are looking for more volunteers. I'm just behind on, well, as you saw, the website doesn't even fucking work right now because I upgraded the server for some fucking reason. And yeah, so soon I'm hoping to have all the information up about the new volunteer positions. We're gonna have a council and house meeting in next week. Tuesday, council meeting, available for anyone who wants to discuss the future of the house and what can be done to make it better. House meeting, required by everyone, so we can air our grievances about who's wettening the floors after showering and all that stuff. So we can shame everybody at the same time, so we don't have to sit there and complain into the void of Discord where nobody reads it anyway. And yeah, and finally, Next Fest coming up soon, and since everybody else is asking for wish lists and support, I'm doing it as well. Check out Dice Gambit during the Steam Next Fest. Leave a review of the demo because I'm literally betting the whole house on it. So if it doesn't work out, you can start your own Spelkollektivet.
Wow.
Hey, no pressure, guys. No pressure at all. All right, that's it. So thank you for joining us to stream. We have 2 more presentations off stream. So yes. Goodbye. Have a Merry Christmas. Bye.